What's going on, my wrestling fanatics? It's me, Paul the Don Heyman. Yes, it is me, the advocator, the advisor, the special counsel, the wise man. And now, to Seth freaking Rollins, I am the Oracle. So, be ready to get strapped in and be ready for another show with me and my guy over here, T Rock. What's cracking, T Rock?
What's going on, Heyman? Oh shoot, man! Just trying to live up to your standards, man. You know what I'm saying? Trying to live life and live up to the Oracle standards. That's all I'm
The,
trying to do right now.
do. The Oracle does have pretty high standards. And
Yes, he does.
it's not a prediction, it's a spoiler that we're
Well,
about to have a great show today. Don't get
yes, sir.
get strapped in and get
Yes,
ready.
sir.
How's your week
Yeah.
been? How's your week been, T Rock? How's it going?
It was pretty good, man. It was a pretty nice day. Got to play some golf with my oldest boy. My youngest is coming in today. And then served some beers at the Catholic picnic, St. Martha Catholic picnic last night.
Okay,
That was a
okay.
good time. I always like to talk to folks. So yeah, man, it was a good weekend. I'm a little tired, but I'm old, so that's what happens.
All right, all right. Hey, it's the old soul, but only as old as you feel, as they say. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know I'm getting ready to go into my vacation week, so it's about to get strapped up and strapped in, see what I can get into or not do. Because hey, sometimes you just gotta sit back and relax and don't do nothing. So
I'm saying, right?
I always got
Exactly.
plenty of wrestling to watch. So yeah. On that note, why not? Let's get started on what's going on in the world of wrestling. And it's always plenty. It's always plenty. We're going to start up like we ain't seen a couple people in a while. So let's see what's happened, where they come from, and what's going on in the Ring of Honor. So someone showed up without notice, without rumor or anything else. That man, Brian Danielson, returns and saves the Blue Panther at Ring of Honor versus CMLL Global Wars. They had a nice little, you know, I guess you'll say that was their, what was that one that WWE just had?
They did a Worlds Collide.
Worlds Collide. So,
Yeah.
AWA and Tony and them put together the Ring of Honor need a little something something for Global Wars. So they did a little with with them, and it looked like it was a little event going on, and why not? He showed up
Yeah.
and brought the crowd out.
Yeah. Now, okay. I feel like Brian Danielson is probably, obviously, he's not going to be doing this a whole lot longer, right? So it made sense for him to come out at ROH to do this because he's basically one of the founding members of ROH.
Very good point.
Y- You know what I mean? So, might as well go back to your roots, right? You return to your roots and, help push other wrestlers and stuff like that. So for me, it was fitting for that to happen that way.
I definitely feel where you're coming from because he came out of, like I said, it was a surprise to me once I seen it. It was happening. It was like, oh, you heard that music pop, got those crowds chanting, yes, yes, and more yes. Exactly. So right. So I mean, hey, who knows what's next for him? Because like you said, I don't see too much time for him to even come back. How much more does he got to put in that wrestling ring?
Right. He'll always be in the industry. He'll always be in the industry. I mean, he's one of the best wrestlers to ever do it. You know what I mean? He is definitely a true Hall of Famer.
Oh,
You
most
know what I mean?
definitely.
So yeah, so he is. He may not be spending much time in the ring, but I can also see him helping boost the ROH promotion, maybe even AEW. You know what I'm saying? Maybe at some point in his career, he'll probably WWE Hall of Famer. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you definitely can
But
see that.
yeah, let him continue to do his thing in wrestling, man. And I'm saying I'm happy to see he's back. If I'm quite honest with you.
Uh, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. All right, so let's move on to someone else that we haven't seen in a while and shows up in TNA. Cedric Alexander. Was we expecting this? I don't think so.
Not on my big gold card.
Yours. So I definitely would give you that because Cedric, I was predicting him to show up, no doubt, in AEW to get with the rest of the Hurt crew, the Syndicate, as they
Yeah,
say.
yeah, I did too. And I'm kind of surprised that it happened this way. But I'm gonna tell you what, man. I'm kind of happy that he did it. You know what I'm saying? Still have to carve out something for yourself because it's one of those situations. I feel like if he had got with Hurt Syndicate in AEW, it would just been part of a group that would probably eventually be written off TV at some point anyway. Right? At least here, what I'm saying, he's got background, he can have story, with Ali and all that kind of thing. And on top of all that, Cedric Alexander has the best finisher in wrestling. Has the
Man,
best one in wrestling, period. The lumbar check,
the
best
lumbar
one
check.
ever.
Yes, that is pretty.
That is my favorite. That is my favorite finishing move in wrestling. It looks so painful. And I love that move. It's my favorite.
I mean, I can't argue with that. It is a lovely move, and that's going to be another subject for another day. What's one of your favorite finishing moves? So
Okay.
definitely keep that
Got
in
you.
mind.
Got you.
Right, right,
Yes,
right.
sir. Yeah, man. I'm happy for him, though, man.
All right. So while we talking about people just showing up, while we talking about different industries, why not bring up the one and only, the next indie wrestler to watch out for? It with T Rock. T Rock, who you got for us? Who
Well,
do you got for us today?
people, I have a young man by the name of Starboy Charlie. And y'all probably like, huh? What is a Starboy Charlie?
Starboy
Starboy
Charlie.
Charlie. This young man is 22 years old and has been wrestling for 10 years. Do the math on that. He has been wrestling for 10 years and he's 22 years old. Yes, his mother, he met John Cena when he was like 9 years old.
Oh
And,
man.
went to the wrestling thing, met John Cena, took a picture with him. And then John was like, hey, maybe I could see you in the WWE one day. From then on, his passion for wrestling started. At about the age of 11, his mother owns a boxing gym, but she
Mm.
also noticed that, I'm saying, that he really, I'm saying, she, really liked that kind of sports. So basically, he reached out to a promoter slash referee, place called Gold Rush Wrestling School. And at age 11, he started wrestling school. His mother was all for it, and she was just like, if this is his dream, I'm going to help him with his dream. So he started learning to wrestle at age 11. He had his debut match in 2015. So yes, see, that's crazy to think about, right?
Right.
Um, he has been a tag team champion for West Coast Pro. He's been a champion in Prestige Wrestling, and West Coast Pro. He's also been a heavyweight champion, right? He's a high flyer kind of kid, small,
Mm.
what I'm saying, athletic, wears overalls.
I seen
That's his
that.
thing. Yeah, that's his thing. He wears overalls, but he's very, very good at what he does. Out of California, the Bay Area. You know, but you know what I'm saying, for the time he's been in the ring, and you know, the experience that he has at such a young age, man, there's doesn't make any sense that he doesn't get called up to, you know, WWE or even AEW. I'm currently kind of hoping WWE, in a sense, not that I don't like AEW, but I think it's a different starting point, right? They put you in NXT, that way you learn the WWE ways, right? AEW is still okay. You still treat you as an independent wrestler, right? And so again, different style, different brands. I get it, but I think and he wants to be a WWE wrestler, and
Mm.
with the structure, I think, man, could just like he could take off, man. This kid is good, man. So Starboy Charlie is my indie wrestler of this week, anyway.
Hey, I can't. Hey, you put us on somebody right there. I tell you that because I definitely wouldn't know nothing about no Starboard Charlie, and he reminds me now by looking at him like a dang, what's your boy's name from back in the day?
Uh, I think I know you're gonna go with
Kid.
Kendrick.
Yes. Yes, that's yes. Just by the shape, not that big, but like I
Yeah.
said, got around high fly and everything else. But yeah, so people be on the lookout for Starboard Charlie.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mm. So what now? Another thing's going on. Like I said, people are showing up everywhere. Now we see over in Triple A, we have new tag team champions. So WWE's just taking titles from her, and let's take a title from her. Why not we take one from her? So Triple Los Garza has captured the AAA tag team titles. Do you agree with this move? Do you agree?
Well, yes, and you know, I mean, they WWE, or you know, the parent company does own AAA, right?
Very true.
So it's not like it's a, what's that, a TNA situation, right? They don't own TNA, but they're working together to make stories to do this thing. Whereas they do own AAA, and I'm gonna tell you, plus the Los Garces, man, I think they deserve titles anyway. I think they're really good in the ring. I think
Yeah.
they've been rarely used, but this is a good way to start using those wrestlers that are just kind of sitting back, not really doing a whole lot, right? You know they're good in the ring, you know they're entertaining, but this is a good way to do it. And giving them the tag team titles, man, just adds texture and stuff like that to the story, to the WWE, to the fact that WWE owns them. You know what I mean? So they can this thing can go a whole bunch of different ways. It just all depends on how they want to tell the story.
Right, by me being the wise man, and
This
let me my input on
Oracle.
Orgasla and Los Gas. I give it to them. They are a good tag team. They do great together because at one point though WWE was looking on like how they was making it look like they was going to do I wouldn't say a change, a heel turn or a good guy turn or whatever face, but they looked like they was about to break them up out of at one
Mm-hmm.
point, but now they sewed them back together, kept them moving and put the titles on them. And I can't disagree most definitely, like I said, with they are great in that ring together and they move, they work off each other. Hey, why not? I guess so.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah. Why not? I think it's a good move. I think it's a good move. You know what I mean? But I'm probably a little biased anyway. But this is. But look, we're talking about it.
True.
You know what I'm
So
saying? We wouldn't be talking about AAA any other way.
true.
Just saying.
Yeah, you
Marketing.
I think you hit a point right there. I think you did. I give
Yeah.
you that. I give you that. I give you that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So let's move on from there. So we just gonna hop right in to SmackDown. Why not? Because SmackDown had a lot of stuff go on this past week. And it felt awfully odd. I'm gonna just bring it up right here. I'm not gonna wait to the next segment.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring it up. It felt kind of odd that the Night of Champions was on Saturday night, SmackDown on Friday night, and they had about the same title matches. I mean, it was like, why didn't y'all put all y'all title matches on the Night of Champions like y'all usually used to do? It kind of, I'm not,
Yeah.
it kind of drew off of a little bit for me. It was like, okay, but it makes you watch a little bit of SmackDown. It gives some content to SmackDown, and but it still could have built up to the next night to me. But you had the tag team titles. You had the well, that was the men tag team titles. You had the women U.S. title, and you had the women title. So that's all on SmackDown. So at that, so be it. So let's go straight into the U.S. the women U.S. title. So with that being said, we have a new holder for the U.S. title in Julia. He's the Miss Vega. So Zelina Vega, she took the loss. It seemed like she had a little more wardrobe malfunction during the match also. So that didn't help out. So they had to kind of bleep that out the scene. So yeah, it was a
Yeah.
and over there they got to be fully clothed, so they got to make sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir. Yes, sir.
with them putting a title on Julia, I mean I can't disagree with her. I mean she looks good. Her wrestling style's great in that ring. And it brings more looks, I think, also because more people, as in from different regions, have seen Julia outside in the circuit and seen her wrestle all over, and now she's in WWE. Why not? Why not put it on her? And put it a mid card title on her for right now, and see what else it can draw. See what kind of I see who she got next. Who's coming for? What you think about your
Ah,
decision? The
I
decision to
don't
put it
know.
on her.
The decision to put it on, I think, is a good decision. And the reason why I say that is because Julia is not new at this whole wrestling thing. She's been wrestling in Japan since forever. She's probably been in the ring 10 years or so now. You know what I mean? She knows what she's doing. My hope is that by putting it on her, though, that they would come up with good stories for it. Right? The women's U.S. title, just like the women's IC title, needs good stories,
Right.
right? They need good stories. So hopefully, whoever they have coming after her next, right? Whatever that looks like, it means something. Because right now, just like the women's tag team, it just doesn't feel like it means much. That's why they had to put the IC on Becky, right? Because now
Yeah.
it means, you know what I mean, and now it gives it some bravado, but now we gotta, give it some history, give it some story, you know what I mean, instead of just passing it along to the next wrestler. But I think putting it on Julia was a good decision. She's a great wrestler. She's been a champion in everywhere she's been in Japan, whether it be Stardom or whatever other promotions she had been in. But yeah, good decision.
All right. Yeah, definitely. Let's catch up on our comments real quick, Robbie. Just in between a little seg to the next match. Why not? Why not? What the people saying? What the people saying? So let's go over here to Dr. Brooks real quick, and she's the legend, the wise man, the oracle. Hey, I am what I am. Thank you. And it's not a prediction. It's a spoiler.
It's a spoiler.
It's a spoiler. So, hey, and we got, and Dr. Brooks says she's over Brian Danielson. I mean, his time has come. I mean, he's been here for a while. So, hey, you can't tell him to stop.
Right. I mean, he's a legend.
He is a legend.
The man is a legend. Let him legend. You know?
You got
Let
Will
the man legend.
Will I am. Hey, Paulie. I'm just trying to, handle business up here. Trying to advocate. So,
Right.
watch out. And then, oh, we got a question from Mr. Will I Am. Who is the best female wrestler of all time? Hmm, man,
Best female wrestler of all time?
oof, that's a lot to go
Well,
through right there.
yeah, because the thing about women's wrestling, especially here in America, it started off as, you know, um, they were serious wrestlers there for a while. Then it went to bra and panty matches, and then it
Mm-hmm.
came back to being serious wrestlers. Now, if you want to go by just mere titles, you can say probably like Charlotte, right?
Charlotte, right?
If you want to go by who had like the best, over character, we can probably say Becky Lynch, the man, right? If you want to say who is great in the ring, sells like nobody's business, and is also held titles, we can say Mercedes Moné, right?
Mercedes Moné.
Uh, so it's really hard to narrow it down to like who's the greatest. But if we're just strictly going off, title range, it'd probably be Charlotte.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking straight off the bat with Charlotte. Just by the title range, because they go by on like when you talk about men, you go by top of the list is Ric Flair. I mean, and then you go by John. Some people would put John Cena right under Ric Flair and so forth and so forth. But then you other got history with other, with other people who even other men who haven't had the title as many times, but they're gonna be labeled as one of the greatest. But in women, you can look at them just the same way, like you said with Charlotte, with Becky, Mercedes Moné. Mercedes is holding six titles right now at one time. That's unprecedented for any woman to ever do that right now.
Right,
So
right.
it's
Like give her
yeah,
the juice. She got
yeah,
the juice. Give it to her.
yeah.
I'm
It's a
saying? Just
toss
let
up.
you run with it. Yeah, let her run with it. You know what I mean? Like, I think she's a great wrestler. I'm not a huge fan of her promos, but I think she's a great wrestler.
Yeah, most definitely. She's great at what she does. Most definitely.
Yeah, fantastic.
Okay, let's go for another title match that happened Friday night. Tiffany Stratton defeats Nia Jax. I want to give it this match. It was okay, somewhat. It was a little bit. It's a lot because they were just all over the place. It was a last woman standing match.
Right.
So, but then it ended. I like how it ended though with Nia going through the table, but then it was kind of with some shenanigans, as in T Rock puts it.
Yes, always
When
shenanigans.
yes, when come on, when yeah, I don't know. It just when stuff was happening, and then when the ladies was, you had cheers, and then you had other things getting caught up in the ring, and then the tables. I like how the finishing of the, Tiffany. I like how they help having her hold on to the title right now because I think she's doing a great job of doing that. So, but I give it a good to go, but I still think this could have been on Night of Champions. Why not? But hey, they they get paid for the decisions. I don't. What
Right.
you think?
Exactly. Now, let me ask you this: who was the last feud or the last person that Tiffany Stratton was in the ring with?
Well, it.
Yeah, exactly. You got to think about it.
It's like-
That's my point.
I
That's my
know it.
point, right? I if I'm being honest with you, I don't even know, right? So again, she's your champion, so you have to give her that umph, right? So, and what better way to do it than to have her beat Nia Jax in the last woman standing match, right? So now we have to get her a better title reign because right now, you know what I'm saying? Right now, if you can't remember the last person she was in the ring with for her title, then we need to do better. I like Tiff. I think she's good. I think she's very good. The match she had with Charlotte wasn't very good. But I
No.
think both of them are really good wrestlers because all the times, when you're in that ring, what I mean, and I'm sure other wrestlers will tell you this, is like, you got to have some chemistry in there. When you don't have that chemistry, a lot of stuff doesn't go well, right? So I mean, doesn't look as smooth, I should say. Not say go well, but doesn't look like, you know what I'm saying, like stuff is, I got to stand a certain way so you can pick me up kind of situations, right?
Right.
So, but yeah, they need to boost her title reign and make it a lot more, excuse me, make it a lot more prominent, in my opinion.
Yep. I feel you. Maybe they can get somebody. I don't know. I'm trying to think who they can get with her, but I don't know. Something's gonna happen for some SummerSlam. But it looks like Jay Jay Cargill is going to be next up. So, but that's further in the show.
Right.
Right. So, all right. Next up, another title match. Like we said, the men's tag team title match. Street Profits. Street Profits retains their titles by interference, but they was going against the Wyatt Six. And then you got every other tag team on SmackDown wants to interfere. This is a whole, I don't know, this is a mess right now, you ask me. Because if they just don't go ahead and throw this into let me see, elimination type of match where all of them are in like a elimination chamber to me with all the tag teams and just solve it all because they just going back and forth. Why, like the Wyatt Six is so scary. Like, say it, Wyatt Six. Say it again. It's like, come on. It's just like everybody's
Yes.
DIY, the machine guns. I mean, who else wants it? It's come on, y'all just get them all in there. It's some last man standing. That's win because this match was so, they wrestled for maybe 8 minutes, and then next thing you know, everybody was out ringside, and madness started. As in, I don't know. Yeah.
They should have DIY, Street Profits, Motor City Machine Guns, and whatever tag team that I can't think of right now.
Right.
TLC match.
Yeah. There we go. There we go. That's one like a ladder match.
Yeah, make it a TLC match. And then, I mean, it probably won't stop them from wanting, but at the very least, if Street Profits retain, it resets everything, right? Now you got to have the other tag teams kind of work their way up back to the Street Profits.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. No doubt. All right. Well, yeah, right there in this break right here. Hey, let me ask you all. Hey, follow us, like, share, subscribe. Follow us at 54 Sports Network, where you can find us at Facebook, YouTube, iHeartRadio, X, Twitch, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Instagram, Spotify, TikTok. I don't think I left anything out, but look over there in that corner over there. Over that corner. Yeah, over that corner, and you'll find everything right up there. Hey, follow, like, subscribe, do it all. Share, and more share. Hey, share with a friend to share with a friend, and share with a friend to share.
Share with everybody.
Everybody. All right.
Everybody.
Now, Night of Champions. This past Saturday. Well, I was going to say this past Saturday. Night.
For me, it was Day of Champions.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It was night over there. It was day over here. Let's call it the Day of Champions. So, we're going to start off with matches that I really don't think that mattered over there. Like, Sami Zayn defeats Karrion Kross. Somebody tell him the point. I mean, because at one point, they've been doing this back and forth with Sami Zayn, Karrion Kross, and Karrion Kross been tempting him and saying stuff to him, and time in and time and week after week and month after month. And then Sami finally decks him and, okay, let's wrestle. Me and you. And Karrion Kross talks about, yes, that's what I wanted. And then he loses. He laughs it. Mm-hmm. What's the point? Where's this going to?
But that's his story the whole time. You know what I'm saying? The thing was done with AJ, and and the Miz and whoever else. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, he plays that evil devil on your shoulder kind of character, and then finally gets you to commit, and then they have him lose, right?
Right.
But WWE Universe wants more Karrion Kross,
Yes, they do.
right?
Yes, they
You know
do.
what I mean? So are you just gonna put him? I mean, was that pipe bomb that he put like not an authorized pipe bomb? Is that why they still got him losing? I mean,
Mm.
it's not like they just couldn't fire him. You know what I mean? Not granted, I don't know what the contract stipulations are, but at the same time, too, I mean, they want more Karrion Kross. Put the man on TV, let him wrestle, man. You know what I mean? He's got stuff to offer. You know what I'm saying? Had a great NXT run. His first run in WWE was garbage because, and I'll blame that all on Vince.
Yes. Yes.
Vince totally screwed the pooch on that. But put him on TV. You know what I mean? Put him in the ring. You know what I mean? Let him do his thing and quit making him lose. Granted, you don't want to lose. Have Sami Zayn lose to him because Sami Zayn has had his history of losing already. But he needs to put They need to put Karrion Kross in a position where he could be successful, right? And I just don't know, what is going on. They need to have, maybe some of the people like AJ, you know what I'm saying, who's not going to be doing this much longer. So people like this, put him over. Somebody's got to start putting this guy over. I want more Karrion Kross. Just saying.
Kross. I'm going to tell you somebody who wants a little bit more Karrion Kross, but not his wife. We gonna say Dr. Brooks says he can be on TV and wrestle, but his wife or whoever that is with him, she got to go. No.
And that is, that is his wife.
Yes, it's the wife. But
Yes,
she don't
yes,
gotta
that's his
go.
wife.
She's there. She's a part of the act.
Yes,
Come on.
yes. That's his manager, his muse, his, you know what I mean? That's they do it together. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like you do.
Right. I feel like she's the doctor now. I got to go.
Maybe I'm thinking for all the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying she doesn't need to go anywhere.
Oh, right. I'm like, no, she's okay. So, hey, let's keep her. Why not? All right, next one on. This is another one to me that, what's the point? Rhea Ripley defeats Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight. Now, I give it, the match was kind of brutal. It was kind of brutal. I give it a pretty decent match for them to go in a street fight. Whatever happens. But then about Roxanne coming down, that was kind of useless to me. What was the point? She came down, smack, boom. She went down, got the garbage can hit with her, and that was it for her. Rhea Ripley finishes it off. Yeah. What? Yeah. I don't.
Obviously, she wanted to come down and help out her Judgment Day partner, and Raquel. Now, especially since Liv is out with an injury. As far as the whole thing having them wrestle on the Night of Champions, it's a Rhea Ripley thing. That's all. You want to put one of your biggest stars on the biggest stage. That's all it is. And Rhea Ripley is probably one of the biggest stars in the women's division, if not the biggest star in the women's division right now.
Yeah.
So you don't want to have her on SmackDown. You want to put her out there, and you know what I'm saying, on the big stage. And that's why I feel like it happened this way.
And now, speaking of Rhea Ripley, though, I think really before it's all said and done, Rhea Ripley will be a Hall of Famer and go down as one of the greatest to ever do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, because she's one of the very few women too that doesn't need a title to still be popular.
Very true. No doubt about that. No doubt. All right, so let's go to the king and queen of the ring tournament finals. So we had two matches to determine who wins the king and queen, who wins the crown, who wins the tiara, who wins it all. So with that being said, for the men, the man Cody Rhodes. For the women, Jada Cargill. Hey,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it is what it
Yeah.
is when it came down to
I'm,
that.
I'm not mad about it. You know what I mean? Jade, the Jade one was a little off, but she's been off TV for a while. Oscar was a great match to put her over. Kind of messed up there towards the end, but whatever.
Right.
Um, but it also gives, like you said, Tiffany Stratton, maybe, you know what I'm saying, an opponent that is a lot more, I don't know, intimidating, I guess, for lack of a better word.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody that has that kind of aura as opposed to just keep putting her against the same people or putting her against folks that probably really didn't even earn the title shot. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's a good idea. But I also thought that this whole thing was set up for Randy to win too. But that was just me.
And I was definitely thinking that when Cody defeated him, it looked at times as in Cody was going little, what's he doing? Is he like already going towards that heel turn, or what's he going right here? Or is Randy going towards that heel turn? Don't know, but I thought by the end, when the match was going on, I'm like, okay, Randy's gonna come out on top of this. I'm like, he took one RKO. You can't kick out of two RKOs. Come on.
You got
But
one RKO. That's
yeah,
ridiculous.
especially Randy Orton one. I mean, that we all know it's
You got to
a
touch your
wrap.
finish, man.
Right.
Yeah,
It's Randy's knockout blow. So,
exactly.
but
Yeah,
then he
yeah,
went to turnbuckle and hey, I don't know.
yeah, yeah. I don't know either, man. Like I said, I thought it was all set up for Randy. Because obviously, we all know Randy. You know, I mean, he's got probably doesn't have many years left in him either. You know what I mean? And try to get that 15. I thought they might try to help him get that 15. But again, I understand too. Cody draws money, and I think he is probably likely at some point going to get that title back.
Yeah.
But I also have other thoughts about the whole thing, but I'll hold on for a different conversation for a different day.
Different day, different conversation. Yeah, but I about before it ended. I mean, when it ended and everything else, I just was like, does he really need that hardware to be? I mean, he's Cody Rhodes already. He's already at a peak. He's not at the peak, but he's at the peak of like drawing the crowd. He's got the promo, and does he need the crown to assure like that he's who he is? I didn't think so. I didn't think he needed. So
No, not necessarily, but he's he's been off TV for a minute himself, so we'll see.
yeah,
We'll see where it lands. We'll see where it lands. I got a feeling that's not the last Cody has seen of Randy. So
right, right. All right, so we got a title match. Woo, Solo in his 2.0, or should we call it 3.0 bloodline?
at this point,
wins the U.S. title from Jacob Fatu. Man, I didn't think they was gonna pull that trigger, but we seen a kind of a spoiler earlier and
right,
seen who was there in attendance.
right, right,
So
exactly.
yeah, we got Tonga back, and now as his new name, Talu Tonga.
Tala Tonga.
Tala Tonga. I knew it was one of them.
Yeah,
Tala
Tala
Tonga
Tonga.
with his brothers. So, I mean, I'm like, golly, all these brothers. Haku was getting busy back those days, boy. Haku made monsters. That's what
Yeah, he did.
Haku.
Yeah, he
Man.
did.
Yes, he
Yes.
did.
So you got the one Samoan with a whole bunch of Tongans.
Exactly. Tonga,
Yeah,
Tua, Talu. It was like,
Tama Tonga.
man. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
So,
It's
they out of
that's
the
gonna be
woodwork. So them, and then you got JC
JC Mateo.
JC Mateo. I trying to get used to the name. So
Right,
yeah,
right,
so
right.
now he
It's
got
got to
some
fit
right.
because you can't have Tama Tonga, Tala Tonga, Tongaloa, and then Jeff Cobb.
Yeah, and Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb.
you know,
Yeah.
it's like that. It's like that. Key Appeal sketch with the football. And then they get all these weird names. And you get to the
The
dude at
name.
the end, Dan Smith, BYU.
Yeah.
You know what
Like,
I'm saying?
hold up, he don't belong to the team. Hey,
Yeah,
he was he was came out of the transfer portal. That's where
yeah, you
he
know
came
what I
out
mean?
of.
Exactly. I mean, so yeah. So it's got to match.
Yeah,
Everything's got to match.
it definitely. So I mean, now he got him a roster now. So it's like, when is this bloodline ever going to end? It's an ongoing saga.
Yeah. Well, they have there's a lot of Tongans, a lot of small ones, man, that are in wrestling. So I'm pretty sure we'll probably see another one here very soon.
I'm thinking because now it seemed like I've seen texts and X tweets and all that other stuff out where Zilla and yeah, the couple other ones, and they was like, hey, need some help? Like, so we see
Yeah.
Jimmy. We know Jimmy's going to help him. Looks like in the long run, that's how the way it's playing
Right.
out. But
And
Jacob,
probably Jay too. Now that he dropped the title.
yeah, yeah, it's going to get interesting. Yeah, because since he dropped the title, didn't go on King of the Ring, they need a little time to recoup. Probably he's probably been working very hard. He's been putting in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hell,
Yeah.
we'll see where that goes.
Exactly.
See where that goes. So to end the night, John Cena defeats CM Punk. Now, with that said, still had shenanigans. We still had
Of course.
my my guy come out there, Seth freaking Rollins, and the rest of the gang had to come out there, and we had to take care of a little business. But
Right.
I definitely didn't think he's gonna cash in. I'm like, come on, y'all just bring this out. But I loved it at the point though where he stomped CM Punk, stomped that head in. It was like lead to finish the match pretty much. But plus you definitely, when Charles Robinson came running down that entryway, he came down, was running towards that ring, and John
Yes.
Cena knocked the heck out of him like he was doing a block for the linebacker.
You
I'm
know what?
like,
My God.
yeah, he sent
That
him
man left
flying.
his feet.
He did, and it was hilarious. It was hilarious.
Well,
Like,
what's
oh,
even funnier to me about the whole situation is it's like Seth Rollins apparently has a referee on retainer. And he's sitting there telling him, come on.
he's
It was
like,
like, whose else is coming out? It was a
exactly.
ref. I was like, what?
I thought too. I thought, okay, who else is coming out? He's like, come on,
Right.
like you said, Charles Robinson doing the famous rundown from
Yeah.
2005. They said or it was
Yeah.
29. It was some, I forgot what year, but it was
Somewhere in there, yeah.
yeah, it
When
was.
he smacked down when he's coming down.
He was jetting too.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's jetting
He
down
was
there.
moving, dog. He was moving.
Oh man, it was hilarious though. But I guess this match was. I guess it was decent. I give it that. It was alright enough. I mean, but tell me if you seen the promo. CM Punk, SmackDown, Punkonomics.
Punkonomics.
Punkonomics was hilarious.
Yes,
I
it was.
I got to give it to him on that. It
Yeah.
was no doubt. That was
That
hilarious.
was fantastic. Yeah,
Yes,
it was fantastic.
I mean, to come back from that, Cena price, like, it's. I know they had to be laughing backstage at that. They had
Oh
to be
yeah,
dying.
yeah,
They
yeah,
had to. I
yeah.
mean, yeah.
And you know that John Cena wanted to laugh.
Yes, you
He
had,
wanted to laugh.
he
There's a
had
couple
to.
times it's like he's getting ready to break. He's getting ready to break, and he never broke. But you could almost the movements was like, let me take his breath. He's good right now. He's doing good right now.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought
man.
it was a good match. Obviously, I just knew that this match could not end clean. There was just no way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it couldn't end clean. It wouldn't. John Cena beating CM Punk clean just wouldn't have made any sense. So yeah, I saw this all day.
Hmm. Yeah. I could have. I thought
It's,
probably been
yeah,
one of those titles to the head or something like that, like he's been doing lately. But how it went down, that was a good ending, no doubt.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and they taking each other's finishes and kicking out, and it was good stuff, man. It was
Yeah.
good stuff. It took a briefcase and a stomp to finish it off,
Yes, it
but
did.
it was a good match, man, and it was probably one of the better John Cena title retention matches I'd seen. Although it was shenanigans, that made sense to me, and it was good. He
Yeah.
was good. It was a good match.
Yep. I give it to you on that. How he held on to it. Yep. To keep the title
Mhm.
and from his past matches that he's had.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this one
Give it
was
that.
really good. I
All
enjoyed
right.
it.
So to finish up Night of Champions, give me your rating. 1 to 5 stars. What's your rating on the Night of Champions?
Well, I felt like the Cody Randy match was fantastic. That was a really, really good match. The final match was pretty good. Street fight was good. You know what? I'm gonna give 3.5.
You know, for you funny because that's exactly what I was looking at. So I'm going to even drop it down a little then. Give about a 3 stars on mine. But
Okay.
like I said,
Yeah.
it was to me where the I could have probably skipped the first couple matches. It was the whole Sami Zayn and Raquel now was okay enough.
Right.
So
It
uh,
would have gotten more stars had there been more champions.
yeah, I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
It's more out
Agreed.
of it, but they giving Saudi Arabia, and hey, they the one that got all that money from that. So you got all that from
Hmm.
that. Why not? And
Absolutely.
I give it to the crowd too. The crowd was into it, but they into it every time.
Every time.
Every time.
Every time. Every time.
It's all right. So what we got just going over a couple questions. Just something a little different, real quick to wrap it up, things up. You know what I'm saying? As everybody and plus, new questions, and we moved to a new studio. As y'all can see, the new studio that we moved into. Hey,
Yeah.
had to do a little upgrade. Little upgrade. Why not? Why not? So, right here, first question we get. Is it best for business? Should WWE unify the tag team titles? Because how they looking right now, and that, of course, the men's title, is how it's looking right now, and I'm just like, I mean, when's the last time New Day has even wrestled for these titles?
Yeah, they're getting ready to wrestle here in a minute, but I don't know. I personally, I don't think they should, because then you have cross show things going on, and a lot of tag teams vying for one title. The fact that, like I said, with the Street Profits, DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, all that kind of thing, that makes it good for one show, right? And so with the New Day, they just need more credible tag teams, right? In my opinion, I just think for that, and that's therefore having a lot more meaning to their tag team run this time, right? We understand they're jerks and all that kind of stuff now, and I like it. I think they're great. I think they're funny,
Yeah,
and stuff like that still. Um, but they just don't have the who was that the War Raiders, and what I mean, whoever else is, I think is on Raw. I can't think right now for some
right.
reason. They just need to kind of mimic kind of what they do on SmackDown at this point. Not necessarily, word for word, bar for bar, but you know what I mean. But they need to mimic that kind of thing to give more credence to their tag team run.
Yeah, I can understand. I definitely feel that though. If they go the way that SmackDown's going, if they can have kind of both of them going the same way, a bunch of teams going after, with this one goal, I can get it. But right now, it looks like the New Day, this title is run is kind of blah. So
Right.
I'd rather just throw it back together like they used to have it with the Usos, and hey,
Yeah.
keep it moving. But as you put
Luckily,
too,
they're entertaining.
yeah, very true.
Yeah.
Comedy.
Yes. Love,
Comedy.
love New Day. Love New Day.
All right, now we moving on to another segment. Now this one, we'll see. Buy or sell. Is the super kick is the most overused move in wrestling?
Yes. I'm buying this. Everybody does the super kick.
Everybody.
And everybody, what I mean? Heck, I think the Bucks, they at some point in their careers, they used to have super kick parties where they just run around super kicking folks. And, what I mean? It's just, yes. All the Samoans doing it, Tanya's doing it,
Yes.
Yes. The super kick is the most overused move, followed by the surprise roll up.
Exactly. It just to me, like I said, Usos and I mean, it's just so many that it be somebody that kicks you, Usos, Penta, all of them, any type of, the lucha wrestlers, and it's everybody. It's
Yep.
just using it, and I just like, oh
Yep.
my gosh, please stop. It's no, like back in the day, super kick, Shawn Michaels, pow, you down, okay, it's over. But now,
It's over.
yeah,
Yep.
it's just a move,
Yeah. Yeah. That's like the RKO.
right?
RKO is the cutter and whatever else people want to call it in other promotions or whatever. But yeah.
Got another one for you. By sale, John Moxley loses the title before 2026.
Betting the field on this one. Buying it. He's got to. What is the point of having a title that nobody sees?
Nobody sees it. Is it even in the briefcase? Is it in
Right.
there?
Right. I don't understand. I don't understand the run. I
No.
get the Death
I don't.
Riders and what they want to do, as a faction in wrestling and AEW and shake things up. I get it. Right? But what's the point of him holding on to the belt? What are they waiting on? I feel like AEW is waiting on somebody to come up, to be the next guy to hold it. I mean, they waiting for MJF to come back around out of the Hurt Syndicate. They
Right.
picking up somebody else out of the WWE indie scene. What is going on that John Moxley can hold on to the title that you never see? You know what I'm
Never.
saying? Yeah, is that good for business? I don't think so. But if he doesn't lose the belt before 2026, something is terribly wrong. But I'm buying it. He will lose the title before 2026.
Yeah. Okay. I can feel that. I'm buying it right with you. I am buying it right with you because I don't see the point. Something has to change. Somebody, Kenny, my guy Osprey, Swerve, somebody got to Adam.
Hangman,
Yeah, Heyman, somebody got to take this title. Somebody, please,
somebody
yeah,
they gotta have to do
please.
something there. It's getting
Gosh.
ridiculous.
Aye, one more for you. I sell. Cody Rhodes turns heel before 2026.
I'm buying this one too. That goes to what I was kind of alluded to earlier for different day, different time, different conversation.
All right.
Yes, I believe he will make a heel turn. Um, I'm betting on before 2026, but if I were to even make a deeper bet, I was going to say maybe when WrestleMania comes around, but I'm thinking maybe at somewhere around SummerSlam. I'm thinking he might turn heel.
I'm feeling you. I feel that, but also at the same time, I think Cody wants to stay this pretty boy, and he's gonna keep letting the fans love on him, keep singing his song, and go on to after he wins probably the title at whatever event happens in December, some type of way, gets it from Cena, or does Cena retire with it? We will find out. But Cody's going to stay a lover of all until after 2026. So I'm selling
Okay. All right.
it.
All right.
All
I
right.
feel it though. I can
Right,
understand
right.
it.
All right. So now we get, did you know? Now, this is something totally just abstract, off the wall, and everything else. Let's bring this guy. This guy right here. That's only the man, if you don't know, that's William Regal. Once upon a time, William Regal wrestled a bird at the age of 15. Yes, he did. It was back in the early 1980s in Blackpool, England. It was the old school carnival. It was like a wrestling circuit and everything else. Carnival going around. Regal. It was a full declawed, muzzled brown bird named Hercules that he wrestled. They tore
Hercules.
British and everything else. The bird got trained. It wasn't fake. And Regal, took interviews about the bird. Hey, it was strong and everything else. But yes, they found it. And he described it in his book about the whole wrestling experience. Walking a Golden Mile. Regal's book that he wrote, describing his life of being a wrestler and growing up in the wrestling world. Hey, that's just, I was like, interesting. Never
It's been
know.
good. It's good, man. Whether he's William Regal or Steven Regal, he's been
Right.
good.
All right. Final thoughts about what's all happened in the wrestling world and what's going to happen. What you got for us, T-Rock?
Um, I would say that as far as wrestling business itself goes, I think they're still doing a good job riding the wave, right? Again, and I've said this many a times, and I will continue to say it. As wrestling fans, we all know that as far as its popularity in general, ebbs and flows. It's highs, it's lows, it's highs. Right now, it's still high, and I think those in charge are doing a good job of keeping it at a certain level. You know, so as long as that is a thing, um, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? I know other wrestling fans will be happy with that, but as wrestling fans too, a lot of folks don't really care about all those who don't really watch wrestling or actually care about the wrestling business. But right now it is just it's amazing right now, and I'm very happy that it's going on. And it's a hard job to keep it where it is. It's a hard job to keep it where it is, but they've done it for, I'm gonna say, the last 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When Roman Reigns became, was that guy, and then they were able to do different things. And I hate to say it like this, but they were able to do different things once Vince McMahon stepped away.
Yeah.
Right? I love Vince. He did a lot for the industry. He was that guy. He is the Hall of Famer as far as I'm concerned. With this business, but a lot of his ideas became stale, and fans didn't like it, and then they turned around and said, "Well, we're going to do what the fans want." Still didn't do what the fans wanted. So after he had to step away, they're actually doing what the fans want.
Yeah,
And
they're
it may
listening.
not be they're listening, and so I'm really happy with that. But again, I say all that to say that I'm happy where wrestling is right now. I hope it continues that trend.
All right. Hey, people, thanks for tuning in. I think myself, hey, wrestling at a good high all over the board, and we're happy with it, and it just keeps our eyes watching and keep on with the stories that's going on. And you tuned in with T Rock and me. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul the Don Heyman, and I am the advocate the oracle, the advocator, and the wise man. So once again, you tuned in to Submission Session. Thank you very much, people. Thank you.